Hello 7th graders, welcome to Crash Course, the biggest revision series ever on YouTube, on your very own BYJU'S 6 to 8 channel. Today we are here with the complete revision of wind, storms and cyclones, and along with the revision we'll also do a mind map. And by the way, it's a crash course, means you are in for a treat. We'll also announce a test by the end of this session, which I'll talk more about it, है ना? और बात करेंगे बाद में, start करते हैं. देखो, स्टार्टिंग में बेसिक्स क्लियर होना बहुत जरूरी है. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट योर बेसिक्स क्लियर, एंड फॉर दैट वी हैव अ वन शॉट सेशन ऑलरेडी ऑन द चैनल. ठीक है, सो आई वुड रिकमेंड बिफोर यू just do this revision exercise with us in this small session, you go through the one shot session because it's extremely important. बच्चों बेसिक्स तभी क्लियर होंगे. बिना बेसिक्स क्लियर करे अगर हम क्वेश्चंस और रिवीजन करने जाएंगे, it doesn't make sense, है ना? So go ahead, clear your basics out using this one shot already there on the channel, and then you see this revision. And by the way, in the end of, I will announce a test for you. Don't you worry about that. Okay? Now let's start the summary, or I would say revision of wind, storms and cyclones. It's a fairly simple chapter, आसान chapter है, but kind of a good chapter in terms of easy scoring chapter है. इससे आसान क्वेश्चंस आते हैं which I'll let you know about. Don't worry. चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं. पहले है wind, storms and cyclones. And in this, the first topic is air exerts pressure, which we all know this. कैसे? When you inflate a balloon, balloon expands. क्यों? Because there is air going inside the balloon, and that air molecules are striking the surface of the balloon, है ना? उसको strike कर रहे हैं, and this is what the air pressure is, right? So air exerts pressure. ये बात सच है, हमको पता है, right? टायर में air जाता है, pressure increase हो जाता है, right? balloon में air जाता है, pressure increase हो जाता है, and so it's all something which is very relatable to the daily life. We all have seen, right? चलो कोई बात नहीं. So air exerts pressure, we all know this. Now if there is difference of pressure, where is the air movement, है ना? That's a very good question. Air moves from high pressure to low pressure, which is kind of an obvious thing. Everything moves from high pressure to low pressure, right? सही बात है ना? So इसीलिए air flows from a region of high pressure to low pressure. टायर के अंदर प्रेशर ज्यादा था. अगर टायर में छेद हो जाएगा, so what will happen? Air will just come out, right? Why? High pressure to low pressure. Simple सी बात है. It's very easy. But it's important in terms of wind, storms and cyclones because wind and air pressure movement is based on this pressure difference. Look at this. High speed winds are accompanied by low pressure, and it's a very simple but very important phenomena. इसका नाम है Bernoulli's principle, लेकिन in your grade forget about the name. It's okay if you know it. It's a good knowledge to have. लेकिन नहीं पता है, कोई बात नहीं. क्या पता होना चाहिए कि high speed winds are accompanied by low pressure. And by the way, what this kid is doing over here, I have done the exact same thing in the session live in front of you. जितने लोगों ने one shot देखा है तुमको पता होगा, right? बच्चों, this is the learning we need to take forward. जहां जहां पे wind speed high होती है वहां पर pressure low होता है. All right, okay. So this is another small thing we all need to understand. अब बात आती है heat and air pressure की. And this is also fairly simple, है ना? हमको पता है candle जब burn करता है कहाँ होता है smoke? Think about it. गरम कहाँ लगता है? ऊपर. क्यों? हॉट गैसेस ऊपर राइज करती हैं, है ना? क्यों करती हैं? उसी से सोचो. If let's say you do this small thing with balloons, you can do it at home. And by the way, I have done the same thing with balloons using liquid nitrogen on the channel. एक shot है, तुम लोगों ने देखा होगा, है ना? You might have seen that shot. Liquid nitrogen with balloons, right? So this small experiment you can do at home, and in one shot I have shown this to you. कि भाई you can do this. You take a balloon and pour like kind of hot water over it. It will expand slightly. If you take a balloon and you pour chilled water over it, it will contract, right? What does it show? If you heat the air, air expands, right? It becomes lighter. Same mass of air, if its volume expands, इसका मतलब its density is decreasing. Or lower density का object, if any object has lower density compared to something else, it rises up, है ना? So think about it. If density is less, if air is expanding, its density is decreasing, means it will rise up, and that is the reason we see smoke rising up, है ना? गर्म gases, hot चीजें ऊपर की तरफ उठती हैं, right? So hot air will rise up, cold air will settle down. इतनी सी बात है. We all should remember this small takeaway. बहुत जरूरी है. Okay, ठीक है? All right. So this is another learning. Hot and cold air. Hot rise करेगा, cold नीचे आएगा. Very good. चलो आगे चलते हैं. Next is about differential heating. So whatever we learned till now, कहीं भी all these things were not actually linking to winds, storms, cyclones, है ना? differential heating is something which will relate everything in one go to wind cycles. सुनो, differential heating मतलब सर irregular heating है ना. differential का मतलब क्या होता है? It means irregular heating. Listen to me. And this is what we are talking about Earth. Earth पे how differential heating or irregular heating contributes to this change in pressure. ध्यान से देखो. See, equatorial region, center का portion है ना, it is hot. It gets direct sun rays है ना. So it has high temperature, means hot air, means light air. So the story starts from here. One, high temperature means the air is light, right? Why? Because it's hot, it's less dense, it's light. Very good. It creates low pressure. Nice. On equator we have low pressure. Understood? Very good. Now think about poles, right? As you go far from equator towards the poles, चाहे north pole हो, चाहे south pole हो, think about it. वहाँ पर तो sunlight is not direct. Poles are naturally colder. The air on the poles will be colder. It will be dense. Oh, nice. Okay. Think about it, right? This is low pressure on the poles, right? Heavy is the air and high pressure. Do you see it now? Poles pe we have high pressure region. Equator pe we have low pressure region. Now we have got differential pressure also, which means flow of air will happen because we have learned air moves from high pressure to low pressure. हो गई ना बात simple. Poles से equator की तरफ. Don't worry, we'll learn more about this. ठीक है? This is what we call as differential heating. Now, formation of wind. How does wind forms? Good question. अब सुनो ध्यान से. देखो, wind is nothing, just the movement of air from high pressure to low pressure. Think about it. अगर center में, in this center region, there is hot environment, means there is low pressure. On the sides, let's say there is cold environment, right? Means there is high pressure. All right, very good. Now, we are saying because of low pressure, the hot air will rise up, right? Hot air will rise up, okay? Because of high pressure, or I would say cold air, pressure is high, means air will move towards the center. Because you think about it, hot air has flown up. It's an empty space. Cold air from the side will move towards the center. And this is what is causing the wind. यही तो wind है. सही बात है. Wind क्यों flow कर रहा है? Because from high pressure, air is moving towards the low pressure. Simple सी बात, right? Differential pressure की कहानी. So that's why we have formation of wind. Very good. So this is how wind flows. And kids, if you are still struggling, अगर तुमको अब भी दिक्कत हो रही है, I'm telling you, go ahead, watch the one shot session because we have discussed it in great detail. बहुत बात करी है हमने इस पे, है ना? Go ahead, check it out. Basics anyways need to be clear, right? We have done one shots, we have done NCRT, we have done exemplar. Important. Go ahead, check it out, okay? Chalo, let's talk about monsoon. So you can see this. Monsoon or wind patterns are as we expected, right? है ना? Low pressure की तरफ wind आ रहा है. It's coming towards it. And why it is curved? Because of Coriolis effect, which I would say we have talked in one shot session slowly. But today I won't talk. है ना? Go ahead, watch in the one shot session why it is curved. As such, it's not a question which you might get. But still, it's a good information to have. Alright, अब आती है बात monsoon की. देखो, monsoon क्या है? Monsoon is actually just winds. Winds carrying something extra with them. What is this extra thing? It's water or moisture with it, right? And that's something we call as monsoon, है ना? So monsoon यही होता है. Alright, so this is monsoon. We have discussed more in detail in the one shot session. Please watch if you still are struggling with this. अब बात करते हैं what is a thunderstorm. Think about it. People ask, what is a thunderstorm? Thunder means right? That thundering sound, right? Storm is a storm, right? So what is a thunderstorm? Think about it. Formation of thunderstorm. How does it happen? The warm, moist air rises up. Okay? This is the first basic thing. But whatever is warm, it will rise up. We all understand this, okay? Yes, very good. So warm, moist air is rising up. Nice. Now, what do we have? Water droplets. So when this air rises up, it goes through this air, right? And because of rubbing, it gains charges, right? So it gains charges, and that's how it becomes clouds which are electrically charged. Okay, that's something. Now, as this go up, as you go high, in the altitudes, what do we see? Temperature is less, means this warm, moist air after reaching a certain height, it cools down, and those water vapors, they start forming water droplets. है ना? इस तरह से water droplet बन जाती है. When they get heavy enough, they fall down. And because of that charged cloud, we have lightning. ठीक है? So it's a combination of two things. ऊपर जाते हुए, when the air was moving up, it got charged also. And as it was moving up, temperature was gradually reducing. So as it moves up, clouds became charged, water vapors condensed to form water droplets, which is heavier. After a certain point of time, this heavy water droplets will fall down as rain, and this electrically charged cloud, it will discharge its charge as lightning. ठीक है? Simple सी बात है, इतनी सी कहानी है. All right. So this is what we call as formation of thunderstorms. One shot में we have discussed this very nicely, है ना? Go ahead, check it out. So this is how thunderstorms form, and it's a good question. ये आ जाता है क्वेश्चन, हाउ थंडरस्टॉर्म्स फॉर्म. इसके अलावा डिफरेंशियल हीटिंग पे क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं, एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड, हीट एंड एयर प्रेशर पे, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ विंड, मॉनसून पे. इट्स अ वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन व्हिच इज आस्क्ड. ठीक है, चलो. अब व्हेन थंडरस्टॉर्म्स हैपन, थिंग्स टू डू एंड थिंग्स नॉट टू डू. ये एक अच्छा टॉपिक है बिकॉज इससे slightly 2 marks 3 marks question can be asked because this is something which is very application based. We all should know about it. क्या करना, क्या नहीं करना. क्या करना? Stay away from windows. Inside the car, if you are out in the open and you have no way to go, then get inside the car. Find shelter in a building, not a canopy, right? ठीक है. Do not stand under an isolated tree. बड़ा सा मैदान है, there is only one tree and you thought कि let's stand below the tree so that I'll be safe from the rain. No. Right? If it's a group of trees, if it's a forest, then different thing, but only one tree in a big ground is not safe because it's a heighted thing. And whatever is high is more vulnerable for a lightning strike. Okay? Avoid high ground. I just told you this. Do not carry an umbrella because umbrellas have that pointy tip and it's a metallic thing. So that's why normally we say don't carry an umbrella. Okay? So these are the do's and don'ts which you need to know. Important hai, and it's kind of basic only. Hai na? All right. So this is the do's and don'ts. Now, what's next? The cyclone and tornado. Another important but kind of information based thing. Okay? Questions are asked from this. I'm telling you. Cyclone. One thing you to understand is about cyclone and tornado. Cyclone is kind of familiar because in India you kind of hear this news again and again, right? From Bay of Bengal, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, right? A cyclone is coming, and cyclones kind of come very frequently in India, right? They come. It's just they are not very damaging, and we get a prior warning also. So, ठीक है. Cyclone कैसे बनता है? Cyclone same वही फंडा है. ठीक है. Center वाला portion is the low pressure zone. Outside से the cold air is coming inwards, and when everything is coming inwards, no, they start to swirl in between, and that's how we get this circling kind of thing, है ना? So that's why the rising air and this is the sinking air. Clear? This is the formation of cyclone. All right. ठीक है. The eye of cyclone is a low pressure area. I told you, in the center it's low pressure. Outside it's high pressure. The wind is coming towards the center, and while coming, it starts rotating. सोचो, मैं ऐसे जा रहा हूं, सामने से एक दोस्त आ रहा है और दोनों चलते चलते एक दूसरे का हाथ पकड़ लें. क्या होगा? चलते चलते चलते. Think about it. They are coming, and they will start rotating. It's just a small thing I tell to my students just to remember, visualize this thing. ठीक है? Center में है low pressure area. It's important. Diameter of the eye varies from 10 to 30 kilometers. Although cyclones are very big, it's just the eye ka diameter, right? The center portion of the cyclone is 10 to 30 kilometers. Otherwise, cyclones are quite big. They take a lot of area. Yes. Next is a tornado. Tornadoes, as such, being in India, they are uncommon. We don't hear about them, right? So, upward circular flow. Yes. Upward circular flow happens in tornado, right? So tornado forms when thunderstorm is moving in different directions. They may form within cyclones. Okay, so tornado को बस क्या है कि think about it. Cyclone is a bigger picture, tornado is a smaller picture, right? Tornadoes may form within cyclones, all right, and usually they are formed on the land, right? So that's why within cyclones. Smaller than cyclone. Cyclone is a big thing. Eye of cyclone is there. It's a low pressure area. So these are small things you all should know. Okay? That's true. Easy. है ना? Yes. Okay. Let's move forward then. So after this we have cyclone prediction. Now this is the environmental thing which is damaging to us, right? Tornado, cyclones. Is there a way to predict them? Because nowadays you hear this in news that after 2 days, a cyclone is going to hit the coast of Odisha or Paradeep, right? So these kind of things we come to know every time. How do people predict? How do the Indian Meteorological Department, they predict this? That's Very important, right? Cyclone alerts, the Indian Meteorological Department. This term or this department's name is important. It's asked. And it's kind of famous, right? News may we come to know every time. They have said, they have given a warning, issued a warning, right? But you should know it because it's a question for exams also. Okay, cyclone alerts is issued by IMD, all right. And fine, nice, okay. Okay, what is the name of this? What is the name of this? I'm not telling you this so that people who have missed the one shot session, go ahead, check it out. Okay? I'm not telling you right now. I'm serious. I'm not telling you this. So go ahead, check it out because we have discussed all these things. But your basics are important. Go ahead. Fine. Cyclone prediction is done. Then next is the safety measures. What to do when cyclones or tornadoes are coming? That's important. Again, it's a question which is quite frequently asked in exams. है ना? ये पूछ लेते हैं. जब कुछ नहीं मिलता तो यही पूछ लेते हैं. Communications off कर दो. Off in the sense, communications which are wired. Radio which is like unwired, because see, cyclones may rain happens, and whenever rain happens, no, we unplug our TV and all the connections. But wireless things are good, where you don't have to plug it through the power lines, because if lightning strike happens, these appliances can get more current, right? So that's why. Communication zaruri hai. Wired communication is something you can avoid. So why communication? Because on radio, right, on all these devices, we get warnings, we get things which are issued by the IMD or the government for people. Relief aane wala hai, right? We are sending some protection, some relief, right? So some rescue operations. So that's why communication should be kept, right? Communication should be kept. Wireless is better. All right. Next is avoid wet switches. If switches are wet, you know there is a chance of getting a shock from them, right? Clean water, because in cyclones, what happens? All the water reservoirs, they are filled with this dirty water, right? So that's why clean water रखना बहुत जरूरी है. साइक्लोन अगर आने वाला हो तो घर में normally क्या करते हैं लोग? साफ पानी पीने का कम से कम भर के रख के रखते हैं. That's important, right? Clean water. Make sure you have clean water, because after cyclones, there is a whole lot of diseases which are spreading because of like cholera, typhoid, ये सब होता है, right? Clean water बच्चों important है. Avoid going out, don't go out. It's important, right? So this is the safety measures we need to take care of during a cyclone. ठीक है? अब ध्यान से देखो. Look at this whole mind map. बड़ा लग रहा है? नहीं है. भाई उतना section, the first section is all about physics. Then we slowly go into how those small concepts affect the winds, storms, thunderstorms, cyclones, tornado. Everything is just physics only, right? So it's a very simple chapter. ठीक है? I want you to take a printout of this. See, I'll send the PDF to you. Don't you worry about that. I'm not saying take a screenshot and take the printout. I will share the PDF with you, बच्चों, on Telegram. Don't you worry. ठीक है? PDF लेना, printout निकालना, because printout is better. It protects you from getting distracted. If you are reading a mind map on a tab or a phone and suddenly some notification comes, you get distracted na. Better है take a printout, and on the printout you write extra things whichever you want to learn. ठीक है? बस ये एक printout रहेगा, and you will be able to revise this whole chapter in like 5-7 minutes. Every 2-3 days gap, go ahead and have a look at the mind map. That's important, okay? And that's why we are doing it for you. बच्चों, like तो कर दिया होगा. I'm hoping you have pressed the like button. I'm hoping you have subscribed to the channel, because you are missing on a lot of things, है ना? अब सुनो, the cherry on top, right? It's the test. If you understood everything, if your basics are clear, you have revised everything, I have a test for you. The link is in the description. Go ahead, take this test. See, all these tests I'm giving you they are very simple and very small kind of test. And this is for practice. We want to check how much you are learning. इस टेस्ट को घर पे बैठे बैठे अटेम्प्ट करो. आई वुड सजेस्ट 30 मिनट्स ऑफ टाइम यू टेक. ठीक है? उससे ऊपर नहीं. टेक अ टाइमर. 30 मिनट से ऊपर नहीं लगाना है. ठीक है? 30 minutes, go ahead, attempt it, submit it, and tell us in the comment section how many marks you got, because then it will be something others will also do, है ना? And if you do it, what we'll do is afterwards हम लोग एक analysis session लेके आएंगे, where we'll be discussing all these questions. We'll show you how many people got this question correct, how many got this wrong, who got this correct, who got this wrong, and we'll solve every question for you. घर बैठे बैठे आपका टेस्ट हो जाएगा. इससे बढ़िया कोई बात हो सकती है नहीं? उसके सब्सक्राइब करो. किसका वेट कर रहे हो? Come on, do it. We have got you covered, kids. We are not joking when we say this. We are serious. We have got you covered. इसके अलावा तुमको क्या करना है? Your job is first to take the test. Second, get the basics clear with the one shots, right? Right? And third thing is, comment में बताओ कितने marks आ रहे हैं, and share it to your friends, because I want more and more of your friends to give this test so that you have this competition वाला feeling. A healthy competition is very important. Class में जाओगे ना, यू विल टॉक अबाउट दिस टू योर फ्रेंड्स. पता है यार कल के टेस्ट में मेरे तो यार 8 मार्क्स आए, तेरे यार मेरे 10 मार्क्स आए, अरे यार मेरे 6 आए, ये क्वेश्चन में क्या था आंसर, अच्छा ये में तो ये आंसर था, ओ यार अर्शित में गलत हो गया. That's a very good environment, है ना? Go ahead, create it. Don't wait for people to create this environment for you. You go ahead and create it. Share करो लोगों के साथ और सब्सक्राइब करो. सब्सक्राइब नहीं करोगे बच्चा सब कुछ मिस हो जाएगा, ठीक है? और फिर टाइम भी नहीं है हमारे पास. We don't have time, right? Exams are almost on our head. Go ahead, सब्सक्राइब करो, टेस्ट दो, and my promise you will come back with the solution with this. Subjective हम आराम से करेंगे, ठीक है? Keep learning, take care, and we'll meet again in the next session. चलो, see you, bye bye.